Hi, my name's Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, April the 13th. It's great to see you. Oh, just kidding, April Fools. Okay, I won't do that anymore. So today I'm giving away a Martin D5000. Just kidding. Just kidding. April Fools. It's April Fools. Okay, I'm done. So, big announcement today. I'm quitting YouTube and music. I'm going to retrain and go into a new industry. I haven't decided what it is yet, but that's that. So, good luck with everything, everybody. And it's been a great trip. So, see you later. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Oh man, you know I actually hate April Fools for this reason. I hate it because I've been watching videos today. And some of them are serious, and in the back of your mind, you're wondering if they're real or not. And Marco sent a link to me of Oasis reforming, and he's like, "Is this a joke?" I don't know. And then some of the videos that are real, you think they're a joke, and they're not. And it's I hate this time of year. I hate the way the clocks change in America. That messes up everything, and then they change in England, so people in England on the live streams, that messes it up on the live stream because it's international. And then you get April Fool's Day. It's like, oh man, it messes with my brain. I can't take it. So it's all uphill. It's all downhill from now because now we get better weather, brighter evenings, and no more surprises. Hopefully, knock on wood. Shouldn't say that, but. Yeah, let me know if you had any good April Fools today. I can't stand. Some of them are funny. There was a funny one from Dario about 0 gauge strings for your air guitar. Every year, G7th Capo do one, and they had a capo that finds missing picks. So that's all right. That's expected. That's obviously a joke. That's their tradition. But some things you're just like, is that real? Is that a joke? Is that real? Is this terrible day to release the video? I'm really glad that I released the Mackie Showbox review last night and not today. For that same reason, someone might be watching it April 1st, and in the back of their mind they're thinking, is there something here that's not real? Is something here that's part of April 1st? You know, it just drives me crazy. I don't like it. Let me know what you think. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being grumpy. I do have a lot of rants to do today about guitars, so watch out. I may or may not do them. We'll see how we go. Back to back. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, and apologies for the late start. I sold a pedal and I had to return those cables. I got those XLR cables. So, great company, but I didn't realize that they would be like pieces of angel hair spaghetti. So, in case you don't know, I've been reducing the weight of the gear that I take to my shows. It's been very successful. I've gone from about 24 pounds in a bag down to about 15. I also decided to get extra thin XLR cable, Megami cable still, but extra thin to save another pound, just to get that weight down as much as physically possible when I'm carrying the bag on this, sort of 45-minute commute, whatever. So, yeah, they showed up, but they're great, but they're like angel hair spaghetti. So they're just not going to be as durable, obviously. And also, the main thing is you can't wrap them up at the end of the gig. They're going to be a nightmare. So I decided rather than taking the 25-foot Megami cable, I'm going to order 15-foot Megami cable. So I've ordered them from Sweetwater. They'll be here Friday, and that will reduce my weight by about half a pound. And I think I'm done at that point. I'll be just under 15 pounds. I think that's great. I have no problem taking that to a gig. And I actually played a gig last week that was awesome because all I needed was that bag, 15-pound bag with my pedal, my cables, my mic, lightweight mic stand on my sling bag across my shoulder, and my guitar. And I went straight into the house system, wore my in-ears, and I was able to work and make money and do my job with that small amount of equipment. It was absolutely incredible. 10-minute setup, 10-minute or 15-minute setup, 10-minute tear down, guitar on my back, light stand across my back, and a 15-pound bag, in-ear monitors, great sound, successful performance, awesome. So that I think that project was successful. I'm happy about it. Rosanna, thank you. And the spanner, the wrench means that you're moderating, so thanks for keeping the trolls at bay. great to see you. Hope to see you guys soon. Hope you had a good birthday and happy Easter as well. I had a lot of good Easter chocolate, so start my diet today, of course. Good evening from Alan. Good to see you. Zach said seats. If it's Aaron Short, standing room only. Oh yeah, I said put your seats. I don't know many people that stand up while they watch a live stream. Maybe if you're out for a walk. I do like to go for a walk and listen to the YouTube videos. It's quite fun. Kevin's in Stormy. Now I hear there's storms coming, like serious storms coming. Is that right? That was on the news today. And that's another reason I wanted to go out today and do my chores, because I don't want to go out tomorrow in the rain. It's going to be really bad rain the next 2 days. So I hope everyone's safe wherever they are. I hear it's going to be pretty bad. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Marco, good to see you. Let me know about that comment from Noel Gallagher. I mean, at this point, why wouldn't they just reform? Liam's singing great. There's nothing like Oasis. You know, Noel's very good on his own. Liam's very good with John Squire, but Oasis is just another level. But I want to see the original Oasis. I want the original band back together. I don't want like loads of session players. I want Guigsy on bass, Bonehead on rhythm, Noel on lead, Liam on vocal, and Alan White on the drums. I'll pay whatever I have to pay to see that. Miguel, good to see you from Portugal. Great. I love this global audience we have. Madfrit Manchester, good to see you. How's your guitar working out? Still enjoying it? Jerry Lewis in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And the doctor's in the house. Watch out. He's going to ask me another question about gear. Let's see what he says. Another poll. Isaac has the day off in New Mexico. Very nice. Alan said they used April 1st to legalize marijuana in Germany, and it's not a joke. See, why would you do anything? Well, basically, why would you do anything April the 1st? Because people just think it's a joke. Even today's stream, I could make some comment and just say tomorrow it was a joke, right? It's so dangerous. It's so annoying. Lee said my YouTube was set to half speed for trying to learn a new song, and I didn't realize, so I thought you were drunk when I first started watching. I tell you what, leave it on, Lee. I'll just speak in double speed. Welcome to the show. My name is Aaron. Let's have a great time today. Anyone buying your guitars today? Any questions? Put your questions in the chat. We'll get to them as soon as possible. That's actually a great tip. If you're learning a song, you can slow the video down. And also, another great tip, if you are listening to a podcast like this, if you're listening without watching, because you don't need to watch this, it's just my face, right? So if you're listening, you can put it on double speed and get through the podcast in half the time. Pretty cool. I don't do that myself, but I know a lot of people do that. Doctor has a new guitar day. Let us know what it is. I'll have 3 guesses. It's a Kiesel, a Kiesel, or a Kiesel. Oh, man. So, what have I been up to? Let me think. I'll give you an update on my life. I've been gigging this week with the Maton. So, I had that Maton repaired by Maton. Remember, I got it in. I over-tightened the bridge. I mailed it to them in Australia. They repaired it. They sent it back. Everyone's saying, oh, you don't like your Cole Clark. No, that's nothing like that. The sole reason, it is a great guitar, don't get me wrong. It's just a great guitar. But the main sole reason that I'm gigging that right now is because I want to audition the stainless steel frets. I'm really getting deep into this stainless steel frets thing, but I need to test them before I start preaching about it too much. So I can't come on here and say, you must do this, you must do that, you must install these frets in your guitars without trying them. That's ridiculous. So I've been gigging it. I mean, I'll give you a basic report. First of all, get this out of the way. There is a brightness, but that's not the frets. The brightness is the guitar. This guitar behind me, this Maton, is an 808, and it's made from Australian myrtle wood. It's very much like a maple. Very bright guitar. So that's the brightness, I'm sure. I don't know because I haven't tried the stainless steel frets in another guitar yet, but I'm sure that the brightness I'm hearing is coming from the woods. Also, the action is incredibly low, which I love. But again, that will make the guitar sound brighter and snappier. Just the fact that the action's lower. Now, the feel of the frets is absolutely out of this world. I mean, it's a game changer. Like, my fingers are literally slipping around on the frets. When you first try stainless steel frets, you may find that you don't like it. You might feel it's kind of alien, like you're sliding around. Like when you first try coated strings, right? A lot of people don't like them. They feel stiff, slippery, and different to uncoated. But after a few days of getting used to it, I really like it. This will sound crazy. The guitar is basically playing itself. Now, not to say that I'm not still making mistakes and whatever, I am, but the guitar feels like it's playing itself. It's crazy. With a super low action and stainless steel frets, and they're 12 gauge strings, and they are the D'Addario XS. It's just literally, there's no, my hands are not tired after I play a 4-hour gig. No callus problems, no pain. If my action's slightly too high on other guitars, I can get some real, not bad pain, but I can feel it after I play. I feel nothing with this guitar. I almost feel like it's too easy to play. I understand why people say sometimes they want to fight their guitar and feel it. I do get that mentality. But if you're playing a 4-hour gig a few times a week, you don't really want that. I don't want to get any problems with my hands or any kind of pain. So I'm really, really enjoying the way that those frets are feeling, and so on. There's a real thumbs up in that regard. Sound-wise, I mean, no one said to me that guitar sounds weird. No one said, have you got stainless steel frets on your guitar? I think it's a great sounding guitar. The only thing is, I'm just holding back a bit because I want to try stainless steel frets on another guitar with a warmer wood combination. So I really want to try them on Sitka rosewood. So this is what is on top? This is a Sitka top and Australian Myrtle back and sides 808. I really need to try the stainless steel frets on something like one of the Nashville guitars, which is blackwood back and sides and a Sitka top. I need to try that combination with the frets, and preferably on a guitar that I've played before it was refretted. But that's such a big commitment and financial investment. I can't do that. No, so far, I'm still 100% on board with the stainless steel frets on acoustic. I don't know why no one's used. I think it's an absolute joke that people are not using them, honestly, because I think it's a joke because this guitar behind me, you see on the video, I'm looking at it, so my eyes look weird, I'm looking at the guitar. This is the only production wooden guitar. Here's my first rant. This is the only production wooden guitar on the planet that ships with stainless steel frets. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. I think maybe McPherson make a wooden guitar. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me know. Do McPherson make a wooden guitar with stainless steel frets as a production model? So let me know that. And then Martin are using Evo Gold, which is great, but only on the Modern Deluxe series. No cutaway. So let me rephrase that. The only production cutaway acoustic with stainless steel frets might be a better thing to say. Martin should have used the Evo Gold on the SC28E. Then I would have probably bought one right now and be gigging it. Easy to play, Anthem pickup, stainless steel frets. Martin, great. But no, they're not using them. I'm really going off guitars that don't have stainless steel frets now, going forward. But this is the only production color, or one of say 3 in the world. It's just crazy to me. I don't get it. It's a great guitar. I'm really worked up about this. I'm almost getting to the stage where I don't want to buy another guitar that doesn't ship with stainless steel frets. Let's talk about this today, because it's really on my mind, as you can tell. One problem I have with this guitar, the D string is 15 cents flat on the 12th fret. Question for you out there. Has anyone out there dialed in their acoustic intonation themselves? I know this is hard to do. On an electric guitar, you have adjustable saddles to adjust your intonation. On the acoustic guitar, you have a set saddle. The reason they don't have adjustable saddles usually on acoustic guitars is because that extra mass of the saddles will weigh the top of the guitar down, affect the tone of the acoustic guitar. So that's the reason. Having said that, you can adjust the intonation by filing the saddle. I'm considering getting the tools and working on a saddle. I've got some spare saddles. Maybe try it myself, because it's really frustrating me. Has anyone out there done that? Let me know in the comments, please, if you've ever done that. I know no guitar will ever have perfect intonation. No acoustic guitar will ever have 100% intonation at the saddle, but 15 cents flat. I mean, you can hear it. I really should have got. I mean, I could plug a guitar in if you want to hear an example. You can hear it, and it's annoying. So I'm considering ordering a sanding block and some tools and making a new saddle myself for this guitar, which is as intonated as closely as I can possibly get it. And what I mean by that is, use a Peterson strobe tuner, and I want it to be at the 12th fret and the open note. I want that to be one completely in tune. So let me know, because no one really talks about this stuff, and I know I'm getting into the weeds. When I was about 10 years ago, I had the Mini Maton Diesel, and they were famously not well intonated. They now have a split saddle to help with the intonation. And I remember the bass player turned to me one day at a gig, and he said, "That guitar's intonation is out. It sounds horrible." And I remember saying, "Really?" I couldn't hear it. One problem with this stuff is the more you get into the weeds, the more you analyze, the more you get strobe tuners and more better tuners and record things and really listen, and your ears improve, the more faults you find. But having said that, an instrument's intonation at the octave should be accurate. And I see so many guitars that are not, and that's another thing I'm starting to look at now. I guess my question is, why don't acoustic guitars have intonatable saddles? Why hasn't someone created that? And on the flip side of that, to ask you guys out there, are you bothered by that? Are you working on that? Have you fixed that yourself? Let me know, because that's something I'll be looking at soon. So Bido wins in Nola. Good to see you, my friend. Dr. McFarlane got another Kiesel. Sent me pictures. I'll show them on the screen in a minute. Double Speak 1984. It was because Lee had his speed on the slow speed. So I was talking like this. Have I tried Canary cable? Prefer it for live performance. I find it wraps easier at the end of the gig and seems to have less mechanical memory. I just love Megami. I've only ever had one go bad. It's actually here in the room. I'm going to send it back. They do unlimited lifetime warranty. Fantastic company. Nice people. But I've always used them. Even before I met them at the shows, I've used them. I just think they're great. And you're right about them wrapping. A cable has to wrap well. And the cable tie has to go on well as well. So that's why I decided just to get the 15-foot, not the 25-foot version of the standard Megami cable. I can easily wrap it. I can easily return it if I ever need to. Custom will be harder to return maybe, and may not be quite as sturdy on the joints. So yeah, I think that'll be fine. I think I'm done with that project for now. But thanks for the recommendation. Thanks for the recommendation on those Tiptonic things as well, because they sent me some to review on the channel. So I'll be looking at that when I've got time. I've got to do my taxes first, and I'll be looking at those. Marco says, Martin GPC 11E or Taylor 214 CE Deluxe. Please check on Toman what to buy. I want your thoughts. Okay. Back to back, good to see you. McFarlane sent pictures. Pickup of Maton is the best on the market. For me, it's about level with the Cole Clark. The Cole Clark has that body sensor, so you get better, stronger, fatter percussion sounds, and also a fatter overall sound. But that also can give some mid-range issues for me as well that I EQ out, where the Maton is more of a scooped sound, and I don't have to deal with any of those issues, but at the same time I get a slightly weaker, not such a full sound. I think they're both equal for different reasons, and I think they're both fantastic. I did try the Takamine recently. I'm not very impressed by them. That they really need another source. That just having the palathetic pickup is not enough anymore, I don't think. Marco, I'll come back to your question in a second. Zach Lee, if stainless steel frets then require Pleck. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, everything could be plecked, but then do you need to? This guitar isn't plecked and it plays so well. I think for me, the Pleck, I'm not against it. I would always have it if I could choose to. Even mentally, like just to know your guitar's been plecked is a wonderful thing, but I don't like. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with all this stuff. If I handed you two guitars and said one's plecked and one isn't, and the plecked one had the action raised slightly because of humidity, and the other one was slightly lower, I bet you wouldn't know which was which. Or even if they were the same action, I bet you wouldn't know which was which. It'd be, it wouldn't be obvious. Same with stainless steel frets. If I played a guitar with stainless steel frets and one without stainless steel frets, how many people are actually going to say, well, that one had the stainless steel frets? Same with an undersaddle pickup or a pickup system in a guitar. If I play one in the room and someone's just listening without looking at it, without seeing there's a pickup in it, who's going to say, oh, there's an undersaddle pickup and it's affecting the tone? No one. Most of this stuff comes from us. Like when we're playing, we think, oh, maybe the pickup's affecting the acoustic tone. Maybe the stainless steel frets are causing a brightness. Now, not to discount that, because that is important. Right? The feel, that all relates to the feel for the player. That is important, definitely. That's why when I play a guitar, I know it's been plecked. I have this additional layer of confidence. If I gig this for 6 months, I think it's a worthwhile investment. Also, they could look at the intonation for me. So I'm tempted just to ship this off to Sweetwater and have them do that. But having said that, is it worth the investment with shipping around $500? I mean, maybe it is. Oh yeah, what is worth the investment these days to you? It's all down to you, isn't it? But actually, that is something I would like. I'm strongly considering maybe sending this one now to Sweetwater. I've sent it back to Australia. Had them repair the bridge. I've had them do it all. I'm tempted to ship it to Sweetwater and say, right, run it through the Pleck machine. Let me know if it needed the Pleck machine. Because that's the thing. When they run it through the Pleck, they can see what's going on. It's like an X-ray. So I wish they would tell me, right, Aaron, here's your report. This is what, there was this was slightly off here and we've corrected it. Great. But yeah, what if it didn't need any work doing? Then I want that report to show that, okay, we had to do it. You're paying us for a job. We had to do it. It was in the machine, but it didn't need anything. That's good information as well. I hope they would share that with me. I don't know if they would or not. That's a good question. Do you get the report from the Pleck? I would definitely want it. And then as part of that, can they improve the intonation of the saddle, make it more intonated? I just read a thread on Facebook. Again, bear this in mind. This is Facebook, whatever. Someone was saying that Maton are going to do like master built Tommy Emmanuel models that ship without any kind of intonation or issues. I don't know if this is true. This could be this could be April the 1st. See what I mean? This could be April the 1st joke. It could be a load of rubbish. But they're saying that lately some guitars have not had great intonation, and like this one, I'm sorry to say, the D is flat. And they're saying that Tommy Emmanuel wants his signature guitars to be made at a higher level, because whenever he got his from Andy Allen, the guy that retired recently from Maton Custom Shop, they were always just ready to go. But, this is the thing. I mean, I got to say, if you're going to press me for this, I think I'm going to say Martin, probably the best playing, best intonated guitars from a factory out of the box at the moment. Sir, of course, amazing, but that's a smaller boutique kind of company. The big companies, Martin, amazing, just out of the box. They used to get a lot of kind of hate for high action and issues, intonation issues back in the day, but they're very consistent in that regard. They're great. So, having said that, though, I have seen a lot of guitars from different companies shipping with little issues that many people can't fix. Here's me sitting here saying I'm prepared to order stuff and learn how to make a saddle myself and work on this stuff myself. You shouldn't have to. I'm sorry. You should not have to. This stuff, when you spend $3,000, this stuff should arrive ready to go. I really believe that. And if it's a real thing about these Tommy Emmanuel guitars, I'm excited by that. And if they made one with stainless steel frets, which they probably won't, if they did make one with stainless steel frets at a master level, I would really consider investing in one for my shows. Because I love Tommy, I love his guitars, I love Maton, I love stainless steel frets, I love the idea of a master-built Maton guitar. But here's the thing, you shouldn't have to. They're going to be more money, right? The fact they're master-built, they're going to be probably $4,000 or $5,000. You shouldn't have to spend $5,000 to have a guitar that's intonated and play it. The bar is all raising too much. Now, the Cole Clarks are usually intonated pretty well, but they're going through the Pleck machine. I don't know if the Pleck machine affects the intonation. There's a lot of research here I need to do A lot of stuff I need to look into. This stuff isn't readily available. I've been Googling all these questions I've got, and there's no one's really got the answer. Yes, there's videos on how to intonate the acoustic, but it's not exactly usually it's like we're moving the bridge and stuff like that. There's not like a clear answer of get this tool, go to your saddle and shave off this part of the saddle to make it sharper. I'm not seeing that, which is why I'm asking you guys out there if you've got information for me. Back to backs in Boston. Might come. So you're where Fishmen are, right? I'm due to go there at some point to visit. So for guitar with intonation issue, using your usual string set. Now I'm not. So Maton shipped with the Dario strings, and I'm using XS strings, and I have noticed that the XS strings are slinkier. They're easier to play, and I like that. But you're absolutely right. That could be probably is the issue. It's probably affecting the intonation because the string has less tension. That's probably affecting the intonation. So maybe they intonated it with the Elixir strings with their tension, and now these new strings are affecting the intonation. So maybe it is on me to get the guitar reset up with these strings, which is why a Pleck with the XS strings would be awesome. Yeah. So maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe tomorrow I need to box this up, send it to Sweetwater, have them Pleck it with my strings that I use, and then do a video. I mean, that'd be a great video, wouldn't it? Like, I had a guitar that played great, had bad intonation, and I had it plecked, and what's the difference? Because there's a bit of buzzing on this because it is so low. So can it get rid of the buzzing? Can it improve the intonation? Is it worth the investment? It's just that, I don't know. That's a gamble. It's a $500 gamble. We'll see. I'm thinking about it because I need my main guitars that I make money with to be really good. You know, the next step from there is to send a Cole Clark to have them refret it with stainless, but that's $1,000 for all that shipping and refret and Pleck. I'm not there yet. At least this one has the stainless steel frets on it already. It just needs a really good setup. Other strings too high at the nuts. And McFarlane likes the frets, the stainless steel frets as well. And Chris likes the Megami cable warranty. Me too. All right, I need to come back to Marco's question. Let's have some coffee and look at his guitar. But yeah, if you've got any thoughts on improving intonation, if you've got any thoughts on the Pleck and whether that improves intonation, let me know in the chat because I'm considering all this at the moment. And if I do go through with any of this stuff, I'll definitely make a video about it to help others because why wouldn't I? You know, it'd be silly not to, wouldn't it? Really. So Marco had a question. Let's see. GPC 11E or Taylor 214. Check on Thomann what to buy. Okay, let's do it now then. This will be a fun project. So Thomann. GPC 11E. These are going to be similar guitars. I don't see the Martin GPC 11E on Thomann. Oh, wait. Here we go. Not available. No longer available. Are available. Are Thomann still a Martin dealer? Is my question to you. Because maybe they're not. So I'll use Sweetwater instead, Marco, okay? So I have played both of these guitars, the GPC 11E. Actually, have I played the GPC 11E? Maybe I haven't. This Taylor is basically the model that we played with Lee and Rosanna when we went to Rudy's. Rudy's, because I don't like giving store names, but we went to that was a nice day. We went to Rudy's guitar store, and that was one of my favorite sounding guitars of that day. So you want the deluxe? Let's see. Deluxe. There are different versions of this, which are cheaper. But you're looking at, right, GPC 11E. So first of all, price, 1,100 versus 1,440. That's with a discount. So the Taylor is more expensive. We've got laminate back and sides. I'm not sure if the top is solid or not. Let's see. Back and sides is layered rosewood. Top is Sitka spruce. Is it a solid top? I'm not sure. I presume it is. And then this Martin that you're looking at is sapele, like mahogany, and Sitka spruce. Is that solid top? I don't know. Usually if it's solid, it says solid. So you'll have to check that out to know. Nut width on the Taylor, I know, is narrow, 1 11/16. Nut width on the Martin is 1 3/4. So if you so straight away, if you want the cheapest thing, if you want to save money, if your budget's 1,000, you're looking at the Martin. If you like that wider nut, the 1 3/4 inch nut, which so many people do these days, you want the Martin because that's what it's going to have. Okay. Now the Martin that I reviewed, the GBC I reviewed recently, was really nice, for sure. Then the 214, again, if you like the narrow nut, then that's probably the way to go. The weight is about the same. Oh, there's a Koa version as well. It's even more money. 1,600 for the Koa version. Wow. Wow, they're getting up there in price, aren't they, these guitars? Or all guitars, I should say. This has the ES2. Haven't done a deep dive yet. I'd say at the moment, my thoughts are that it's okay. GPC has the Martin E1 system. Decent. You know, for an undersaddle, it's good for an undersaddle. The thing with the Martin is it's easier to take that out and put like an Anthem SL in there than it is on the Taylor because you've got these holes in the guitar. So I'm personally leaning towards the Martin because it's got the wider nut. It has a pickup with a really good tuner, and a decent pickup if you're plugging in occasionally. And if you start playing full time, you can easily remove that and replace it with something like a Anthem SL and wire that into the existing battery connection. And it's also cheaper. So I'm leaning towards the Martin. The Taylor, I would not discount it because so many people swear by this model. And it was great when we played it at Rudy's. Yes, it's really hard. If you want the narrow nut and you know you like the ES2 system, I'd go with the Taylor. If you might want an Anthem SL in the future or similar, and you want a wider nut, I would go with the Martin. That's about as basic as I can in this time that I can slim it down to. I don't think you'd really go wrong with either. I do think maybe the Taylor is a little bit overpriced, maybe. I don't know. Look at the Martin that I reviewed recently, the one that Martin loaned me. Because wasn't that $800? Yeah. That was really great. Well, that's next series, though. That's HPL. That's good, though. Oh, I did like the sound of that guitar. I've still got it. I've got to go back. But I did like the sound of it. The 11 is not HPL. Yeah, I get it. You might not want the HPL. So what is this? I haven't played one of these. I was wrong. This is okay. So like a mahogany back. Yeah. I think I'd go with this one. I do. As long as no, I would go with this one, and I'd maybe upgrade the pickup in the future if I needed to. But you'll lose the tuner, as I mentioned in my other video about the other Martin that I reviewed recently. And this has the old style bag look with the 2 straps on, which I prefer. Yeah, I would go with the Martin, but many will say you should go with the Taylor. Main difference is that nut width. Which one do you want? So I hope that helps, and thanks for the question. All right, let's come back. Jasper, how you doing, man? You got a new guitar here recently. Why do you not like the neck on the D18 Modern Deluxe? I just think the Modern Deluxe necks are very, very thin. And I like a neck kind of in the middle, personally. That's one reason why I wouldn't go out and get an SC28E. I really kind of want one. I really want to try one so desperately. But I tried the custom shop version when it came out, and that neck was so thin. It's like a wafer, you know. So that's my thoughts. But you know, I'm 6'5". I've got huge hands. So if you have smaller hands, if you like a skinny neck, then you know all this stuff is subjective. You know, depending on what we're used to, depending on many factors, right? So it's not that I don't like it. I prefer the standard series neck for sure. Check the EV bag. EV bag looks good. EV bag. Can you elaborate, please, Miguel? Do you mean for the eVerse 8? I'm not sure what you mean. I didn't like that bag for my needs, but yeah, I don't know what you mean. So please elaborate for me. Rex, long time no see. You mentioned taxes. Do not worry about having to recapture the value of guitars you sold that you've do worry about having to recapture the value of guitars you sold that you've expensed or depreciated in price. Yes, I was actually saying this to my accountant. So this I'm finishing my taxes tonight. So cheers everyone. That's a fun time. Yes, I've left it too late, but it's okay. I've got 2 weeks left. If you haven't filed your taxes, you should get it done tonight, basically. In America. It's different in England than other places. America, it's 2 weeks into April. So I do worry about that. So basically, if you don't know how this works, you buy a guitar. Let's say you buy a guitar for $3,000, $3,000. Then you give your accountant the receipt and say, "Hey, I bought a guitar for $3,000," and they either deduct it from your taxes, or if it's a very expensive thing, they depreciate it over several years, not all straight away in the first year. And I like to stress that doesn't mean you're getting a guitar for free. You don't get that money back in full. It just comes off the expense. Yeah. So yes, if you buy a $3,000 guitar and you give them the receipt, they don't knock $3,000 off your tax bill, right? They put it in with the expenses and it brings the tax amount down. But if you then sell the guitar, because you've had that reduction in your taxes, you should then pay that back because you ended up selling the guitar. So this is important, and you do need to track this. And ideally, you'd make an Excel spreadsheet and keep in there when you bought something, the serial number, how much it cost you, and then that's also good if there's any kind of fire or any loss of damage to your apartment or whatever. And then you can also track when you sell it what you paid for it. But you've also got to factor in, like, what's the current value? So say you bought a guitar in 1960, a Martin, for $300, and now it's worth $30,000. You've got to factor that in as well. It gets complicated. You need a good accountant. I have a good accountant. I just give my accountant all my stuff and say, right, there you go. I sold this, I bought this, I bought this, I bought this, I bought this. I made this. Here's all my 1099s. Here's my W-2s. I joined I pay for my website. My website is so expensive. It's so expensive to have a website now. I just think you should have one. I don't even get that many views on my website. I get way more on Instagram and YouTube, but I just think I need to have one. But yeah, the website hosting, hundreds of dollars. Any sort of online advertising you do, hundreds of dollars. But that is promotion, so that again, that is an expense. Anything like that is an expense. So you put it all down. You just need a good accountant, and then they'll decide what you should reduce and what you shouldn't, basically. So that's all fun and games, but it's very important. And if you know what you're doing, you can save yourself a ton of money. Because some people don't realize that a percentage of your internet, a percentage of your cell phone, haircuts, travel, even going to a concert because you're researching, anything like that. If you subscribe to YouTube Red so you don't get the ads running when you're watching YouTube, if you're watching music lessons, that's a deduction because you're using it for your lessons. So it's important to know about this stuff, even though it's incredibly dull and boring. Okay. If you have a Gibson guitar, how to decode the model number? Do you mean the model number or the serial number? I might not be able to help you with that one. I can help you with many brands, but maybe not the Gibson, because I only have one Gibson. I've only ever had one Gibson. I assume. Yeah, give me more information. Because obviously something like this, J45, is a jumbo body 45 styling, as in it's got the inlays and things, right? The level of the like a Martin D45 has more appointments visually and higher grade wood visually than than say a 28, for example. Serial number is just I have no idea. I assume that's the year. It can't be. That's 20. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone watching will know. I something like a Martin is so much easier, and Cole Clark as well. I mean, the nomenclature of the Martins is crazy too. But see, at least with this, actually, maybe not. No, it doesn't. It's not obvious. No, it's Cole Clark. Cole Clark will put the year, so it'll be 24, and then the month. That makes a lot of sense to me. Martin don't do that. You have to go on Martin's website. They have a list of what the number is relative to the year, and then you have to match it up, or send them the serial number, and they'll tell you that. So I guess it's the same with Gibson then. So you have to Google it, and there'll be like a spreadsheet come up, and then you can match the number to the year. I don't know why they do that. Like I said, Cole Clark just simply put 2402, so you know the year and the month, and then the week. So it makes a lot more sense to me. What do I know? But if you find out, let me know. But model number, yeah, again, they're all going to be completely different, right? Just have a quick look here. I never thought about it, to be honest with you. They're not quite as confusing as I'm probably not understanding your question very well, but they're not as confusing as Martin for sure. I mean, Hummingbird original Cherry Sunburst, right? That's easy because it tells you in the name. Pre-war SJ, so Southern Jumbo 200, again the appointment level, Rosewood Vintage Sunburst. Some companies would say Gibson APW SJ 200 RVS, right? And that's very hard to know, but so I don't think I understand your question completely, unless you mean the serial number, in which case just Google the spreadsheet that tells you how the serial number reflects the year and everything where it was made. All right, John, I was watching a Tommy Emmanuel interview. Very good. Me too. He did one recently. I love watching his interviews. Talking about stainless steel frets he was using on his current guitar. Right, I'd love to see that. If you find that, please send me a link. He said it was hard on his fingers. Now, I've heard that too. I've heard that he stopped using them. He was using them and promoting it on his main guitars, and then he said he stopped using them apparently because they hurt his fingers. But this is amazing. I'd love to ask him right now, because Tommy Emmanuel is one of the greatest guitarists in the world, acoustic guitarist. I've seen his fingers. They're incredibly, calloused, and the guy can do anything. So if anyone was going to say that stainless steel frets hurt their hand, I can't believe it would be Tommy Emmanuel. But then again, what do I know? He is the master, right? But I really thought he'd be the one championing this. Turns out it's Joe Robinson is the only person. Now, I've also heard that Michael Fix has a signature Maton. I've heard that Michael Fix has stainless steel frets in his Matons. I'm trying to say Maton, not Maton, because it was named after Bill Maytone. So it's Maton. Yeah. Anyway, Maytone. Anyway, the Michael Fix is a great guitar. If that had stainless steel frets, I would buy one, right? It drives me crazy that he has stainless steel frets in his guitars, but it's not in his signature. Tommy Emmanuel, okay, fine. If that's the case, if he just doesn't like them, then fine. But that breaks my heart a bit because I was hoping they'd bring back his model with stainless steel frets. But I guess they won't be doing that because he doesn't like them. But that's a question I would like to ask him. So Lee says, intonation, if the note is flat at the 12th, you need to shorten the distance between the nut and saddle. So that means I need to shave off some of the saddle at the front, right? And that'll make it sharper. That should be quite easy. But I want to get the right tools. I don't want to like use a emery board or whatever. Chris says, I have a Fishman Layerbox Performer. Considering an upgrade, what would you suggest? Hughes & Kettner, LR Bag, Synapse. I haven't tried the Synapse. I've heard it. It's very good. Hughes & Kettner is very good. I've got a review on that. AER is good, but now a lot of people are using the Udo amps instead. The Mackey's. Oh, this is a big one, Chris. This is hard to answer. The Layerbox Performer is awesome. My first question to you would be, do you need to upgrade? And then the next question is, what is an upgrade? I can't just tell you. I mean, and for me, an upgrade to the Layerbox Performer would be a QSC K8.2 and mixing console, right? You're going from a very good acoustic amp with reverb to a full-on, powerful, clean, professional grade speaker with a professional mixer and effects. That's the upgrade. Everything else is a sidestep. And this is what I was trying to tell people today in the comments about the Mackie Showbox. You know, it's got that awesome detachable mixer, but then it hasn't got the detailed EQing on the app. You don't get everything. You have to choose what features you need. The Mackie Showbox has no phantom power for the mic. You might, if you don't need that, fine. If you need that, that's a problem. The eVerse 8 has the phantom power. So the only way I can recommend you something is if you, and I say this every week and I sound like a broken record, but it's just the truth. You'd have to tell me, I use this guitar, this pickup, this microphone, I sing, I don't sing, I use tracks, I don't use tracks, I drive the gig, I take the subway to the gig, I play in front of 100 people, I'm playing in front of 10 people. I need all the information. But as a straight upgrade, the only way you'd really get an upgrade with these other units that you're talking about, I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, I don't think the Hughes & Kettner will be much of an upgrade to that. I think the battery options will give you the battery, obviously, which you might consider an upgrade, but then you might lose out in other areas. So for me, the only real upgrade is either a battery-operated version, if that's what you need. If you don't need a battery, it's getting something like a QSC K8.2 and a mixing desk. That would be a true upgrade to what you've got. Everything else is just another flavor of the same thing. So be careful how you spend your money. Having said that, I'd love to try the Synapse, and I'd love to try the Udo amp. I really want to try that. And it's not crazy expensive either. But I just can't justify one. I've got my PA, I've got all these battery-powered systems. I just don't need one. I can't justify it right now, but I'd love to try one. And they're $1,200, so, you know, it's a serious purchase. Show you what I'm talking about. So Udo from AER went off and made his own company, basically. And this is what Tommy Emmanuel is now using. But let's keep it in perspective here. It's still a small 75-watt amp. It's not going to do your wedding reception gig. This is very much a personal guitar amp. And I'd love to try one, but I personally wouldn't need it. Because I have a PA, I was playing the Bose S1 Pro Plus. It sounds great. Sounds so good in my living room. So, and that's £16, about the same weight as that. And the Bose S1 Pro Plus does so much more. Would I like to compare this? Yes. Is it going to sound better? Possibly. Is it going to have the features the S1 Pro Plus has and battery power? No. So to me, it's not an upgrade. You see what I mean? But I'd like to try it. And if it really did sound a level above, I would definitely recommend it. But there's just so many options that the S1 Pro Plus, the Mackies, the JBLs, the eVerse, all these things, they really put a dent in the acoustic guitar amplifier market. I'm not going to say that they're not worth getting. It hasn't killed them. They still have a purpose, but you get so much more for the money with those things, and they often can sound as good. And some of them can sound better depending on the guitar you're using with it. So these are much more of a niche thing to me now. But having said that, again, how does it work with your guitar? That's always the question. How does it work with your guitar and your system and your playing? That's the question. Have you had the guitar long enough to have it settle with? Yes, I have. Yeah. Yeah, but I did change the strings, so you're right. Maybe I should try Elixirs again to see if that fixes it. I don't think it did, though. I think I had the problem before, so I think it's the saddle. Definitely. Jerry recently purchased the drum port laser stomp 2-in-1. Very interesting design. Really like it. Great. Yeah, I really like it too. That's why with that video I made of that product, I reached out to them and said, look, I want to investigate this. I want to check it out. So that's why I made the video. I do have some thoughts on how they can make it even better, which I shared in the video. But that's a great product. I think that's a very underrated product that deserves more attention, which again is why I wanted to make the video. Lee says, the lower the action, the less you have to stretch the string at the 12th fret, so better intonation. Yes, that's what a lot of people don't realize. You want the neck to be straight and the action to be low for good intonation. So I like to have the neck straight with a slight bow in it, and then I want low action anyway. I don't want to fight my guitar. Maybe it's okay to have a guitar with slightly higher action. Of course, if you're playing slide or if you're recording with it occasionally, that's fine. But I just think if you're playing the guitar all the time, it needs to be easy to play. So I have a new test now. I just try to do a 3-fret bend at the 12th fret or 11th fret. That's my test now. So I can do that on this guitar. I can bend up 3 frets from the 12th fret to the 15th on the B string. And you can't do that on many guitars, so that's really cool. But some famous or very highly regarded luthiers and builders have told me over the years that you really want a straight neck and low action and play with a soft touch. That's how you get really good pitch. The minute you have a high action, the massive bow in the neck, and you're pressing down hard on the strings, that's when you mess up the intonation. And I always kind of ignored that because I'm not that level of player. But at the same time, you shouldn't ignore that completely. Someone said to me this week on one of my videos, oh, you should strum harder in your... I'm like, I think I do strum hard. I'm actually trying to not strum as hard anymore because I feel like I'm overly aggressive with my playing. And I think that's bad. You know, for me, bad. I mean, bad for me. Because if you play too hard, you get intonation issues, you get tuning issues, you get buzzing. And I just don't think you need to. I think you can play with conviction and you can play hard, but I think there's a difference between playing hard and playing hard, you know? And yeah, that's a whole conversation there. But certainly if you've got really low action, you don't want to be strumming massively hard anyway, because you haven't got very far for your strings to travel and they're going to buzz a lot. Sergio, good to see you. Are there any lower cost, under 150, non-invasive, not under the saddle, acoustic pickup options that have a mic built in? No. Not that I know of. Not that I can think of. Maybe one. I can't think. Nothing that jumps out at me off the top of my head that's worth checking out. Yeah, you do get what you pay for a lot of this stuff, unfortunately. Well, I guess it makes sense. Nick Johnson, curious if you have any experience with Strandberg. I haven't. I want to check them out, actually. Because as traditional as I am, I do like modern stuff as well. And the idea of a lightweight guitar like that with stainless steel frets that I can just run around with. I mean, imagine the Strandberg and the Quad Cortex. What a great combination. So that probably will be one of the guitars that I have on my list to check out. They just look a little bit too modern for me. But having said that, you know, it's... Let's jump over and take a quick look. So, yes, they have some that look more traditional in the finish, like a Strat there. I would probably go full-on modern if I was getting one. I don't know what I'd get. I wouldn't get a tremolo. I mean, they've got a more affordable one there. I'll probably go all in and get silent pickups too, quiet pickups too. What would I get? I don't know. Oh dear. Metal, no. I have looked at these before. I did have one in mind. 7-string, no thank you, not for me. Oh, I don't know. I did have one in mind before that I would have gone for. Let's just choose this one. Yeah, maybe this. All right, so look. You know, the thing with something like this is it's going to be incredibly light, incredibly portable. Stainless steel frets. Yeah, I'd love to try it. Super modern. Yeah, I mean, you talk about a modern guitar. Everything about this is modern. But it's just so portable. It's so light. And it's got the stainless steel frets. So yeah, I'd love to try one. But is it too modern for someone like me? I mean, maybe on stage it could be, but then to have it home and play at home. Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be, at this point, I'll say it wouldn't be my main guitar, but then I might change my mind once I've played one. I really should play one at some point. But, hey, it's got stainless steel frets. I'll take it. I think I'd want noiseless pickups too. Completely silent. Like, let's go all the way. Let's put the Fishmans, put them in there. Completely silent. Why not? Yep, jumbo stainless steel frets. There you go. 10 gauge strings. Perfect. Right up my alley. That's got the Sir pickups, so I'm not sure. I think I prefer the Sir pickups to the Fishmans, but the Fishmans are completely silent, and I think with a guitar like this, that's this modern, I want everything to be super modern. So I think I'd go for the Fishmans. I don't know. But yeah, very interesting, very cool guitars from what I've seen. You're welcome, Marco. Let us know if you make a decision. I'd pick the Martin, says Back to Back. Not a fan of the ES1 pickup. Oh, they're on the ES2 now, but I know what you mean. Some people don't like that system. I've heard it sound very good. I think it's due for an update, though. I think Taylor should update that pickup. Oh, Everse 8 bag. Yeah, it's fine, but I use a QSC cover that or bag that basically is very tight fitting and slim because I don't want loads of stuff in the bag. I want it in my carrying bag. That's why. Oh, the Thomann version. Okay, let's see. Thomann. I think I know what you mean. It's very affordable, right? Yeah, it's like half the price. Did you see that Thomann now have a Thomann? No, not Thomann. Behringer are bringing out a battery-powered speaker that looks similar to the S1 Pro for about $400. So here's another one coming. There's so many. I swear, every week, all we get every week is another way to amplify your electric guitar and another way to go busking with a battery-powered amp. That's it. No innovation in acoustic guitars, no innovation in pedals for singers. There's absolute nothing. Just every week, another way to amplify your electric guitar, another way to go busking with a battery-powered amp. That's it. I'm sorry to say that, but I really feel strongly about that. To avoid misunderstandings, I want to say I'm developing in relation to recording electric guitar, diving deep into the world of home studio recording. Yes, me too. Me too. I don't record as much as I want to. These days when I record, I just throw this in front of the guitar. I really love this Tascam. I don't even set up a mic stand anymore. I just plug this in. There's a battery in here. I just turn it on, stick it in front of the guitar, record it. Sounds great. Put it into Logic. Done. But having said that, eventually I want to get back into recording covers and things. And I definitely use real studio mics at that point. But the problem here, as you can probably tell, is I live near the airport and you hear the planes flying over and stuff like that. So it makes it very hard for me to record anyway. I just don't have any room in my small apartment to record acoustic guitar. Exactly. Yeah, me too. Ryan, good to see you. Hope you're well. Yes, good to see you. Thank you. Your fine review of the Laser Stomp is why I bought it. Thanks. Hey, Jerry, do me a favor if you don't mind. I always ask people this when they say they like the video. Could you email the company and let them know that you bought it because you saw my video? I'd appreciate it. Because sometimes that feedback doesn't get back to the companies, and that's obviously very useful to them to know that working with me was worth it, you know. And also, if they bring out any new versions in the future, maybe they'll reach out for me to give some input on those. That'd be great. So if you got time, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Sergio says recording acoustics is a new level. Recording acoustic guitar is very hard, and then EQing it is the real trick. And I've been EQing my acoustic guitar live more lately because I've started to hear things in my acoustic guitars that I didn't used to notice as much. And once you hear them, you can't really unhear them. So I definitely now record my acoustic into a looper, play that into my pedal that has EQ in it, and I sit there and I tweak it until I'm really happy with that sound. I think that's important. Michael said, see, Michael is someone that EQs his acoustic heavily. He makes it sound very good. There's this thing online that, well, I should buy something, it should just sound great and not need EQ. Well, that's not the case. Everything needs EQ because everything sounds different in every room. You know, you could say every room needs EQ because it does. Alan says, I think the prices of strings have become exorbitant. It's so unfair because they know we have to buy them from the big bulk amounts that manufacturers can't be justified. Well, we were talking about that last week. I was saying that the XS Stadarios are $20. If you buy the bulk pack with a discount when they're on sale at certain times of the year, you can get them for half that, around $11, which is much. That's how you do it. You have to buy when the sales are happening. You have to buy in bulk. You have to buy from the right place. But I agree. I mean, it's just everything. The price of everything is crazy now. I mean, yeah, let's not get started on that because I have a lot of thoughts on that, especially where I live with things that are happening with that stuff. But, you know, it's just the fact that life, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to just cut back. It's like me. I've been selling a load of stuff. You know, it's tax season. Prices are going up. I'm not working quite as much as I used to, but I'm trying to put that extra time into the YouTube channel and build it up there because I really think this whole thing is the future, even for performance. I think it's the future. You know, I really do. I think, and I'll tell you this, if you are a musician and you're not posting and doing stuff like this, I think you should get started right now. Now, I might be wrong because I am in some groups online where they talk about they're gigging in certain parts of the world, in America, and you know, there's loads of gigs and they're making loads of money and they like to post how many tips they get, which, you know, I don't really agree with, but there we go. It's interesting. And there definitely are places and things you can do, places you can live and things you can do to be very busy. But I see so much of like venues not promoting, people not going out. I did it myself on Saturday. I was going to go to the local bar 2 weeks ago. And I said to my friend, I said, I think I'll go there and watch the act. And he's like, well, why are you going to go there? You're just going to spend money. And that really got in my head. I was like, yeah, you're right. Perhaps I won't go. So I stayed home. I ordered the pizza, which was a terrible decision. But I ordered the pizza. And then actually ordering a pizza these days isn't really any cheaper than going out and buying a meal anyway, to be fair. But the point I'm trying to make is I watched our friend Tom Lang, who used to work at TC Helicon, who's been on my channel before. He played with his band. He's got a band now. They're performing in Canada. And they did a live stream, and I knew that was coming on, so I decided to watch it. He went live about 10 o'clock at night. It was a great time to go on. He had a band. It was filmed really well. It was live. I knew it was live as I was watching it. I was on the couch, and I was just watching Tom Lang and his band. And I thought to myself, you know, this is worth a lot of money. There's a lot of value here. And I'm not paying anything for it. And I can't even super chat him for it. He doesn't have any super chats enabled. And I'm thinking, this is the way the world's going to go. You know that? Now, I don't think it's as good because I watched online concerts recently of like John Mayer and these ones you pay for on these apps where you watch the concert. It's great to know that they're live and you're watching it at home. But then you go to the real concert and it's the experience is so different. Okay, it's way more expensive. It's $50 to park. It's $100 for food. It's all this. But to actually be in the room with the artist is so different to watching on your TV. But having said that, that particular night, it was so nice to be at home and watch Tom and his band in another country on the television. And I just think there's a future there. The sad thing is, he didn't make money from that. I would have paid. I'd have paid $10 to watch it. There was no fee to watch it. There was no PayPal link. There was no super chat. So I got all that for free. This is the problem. Live music is going the way of Spotify, I fear. So Spotify killed the recording industry. People still record because they want to. People record, and those recordings are basically promotion for their live show. So they go out and play live shows, and they make their money at live shows. That's why you don't mind spending $500 on a concert, because all your recorded music is basically free, right? You just pay your membership, your $10 a month or whatever it is for that. I see it going that way with live, not quite as fast, maybe, but if you can watch someone perform live and it's super high quality and they're really good, and it's that time of day when you're at home and putting your feet up watching with a glass of wine, there's something really cool about that. And I definitely think if you're not doing this kind of thing as a working musician, you should do it. So I think there'll always be live music because you can't beat it. But I don't know if it's as healthy as it was, in my opinion. And you might disagree with me, depending on where you live. But the problem with doing that, I think online's amazing. The problem with online is, how do you monetize it? How do you make any money? If people don't give you money when you're live and doing a concert, you're not going to make anything, and you're just going to get copyright strikes and claims from the writers. So you won't even get any kind of ad revenue from that video. So it's tough. I think music is definitely undervalued and getting even more so all the time. And I think that's a shame. Augur's Audio Cult. Good to see you. This new name. Maybe this is a better time. We've got more people on today. I gotta admit, I kind of like being on in the evening, not the afternoon. Sergio, for recording an acoustic guitar, is it necessary to equip the room with special sound-absorbing traps if the guitar is recorded on a condenser mic? Hell yes. So do this for me. This is a test that anyone can do right now in your room. Just simply clap your hands together and listen. And then walk around the room and do it. In some, like for example, in the bedroom here, when I do that in the corner of the room, it's like ringing. You hear this ringing coming through. It's crazy. Now in here, I've put these foams on the wall. They famous for me. These foam panels. I've just stuck them on with 3M. They keep falling off, and it's really annoying. They just keep falling off. I put them back up, they fall off. But if you permanently attach, and one day I'll do this. If you just put up like these boards with the material on it, fabric on it, around the room. If you have a good mat in the room, if you have a couch in the room, all this will absorb that sound. And when you do that, you won't get any of the ringing coming through. And then that's good enough. And there's way more you can do. You can spend thousands on panels on the ceiling, panels on all the walls. You can have a professional come in and do it for you. You can have couches. You can have pillows and anything soft that will soak up that sound, to deaden that sound. The reason you want to deaden the sound is if you get a dead sound when you clap your hands, you can then apply reverb yourself. Whereas if you don't get a dead sound when you clap your hands, you've already got reverb in the recording and you can't get rid of the reverb. But at the very least, have a mat down, have some things around stuck to the wall that will absorb some of that sound, if you're getting that ringing especially. Boomer, good to see you. Let's take a quick look at this new guitar that Dr. McFarlane got. He said he sent it to me. Did it go to spam? No. Maybe he sent it somewhere else. Let me see. Here we go. So Dr. McFarlane is getting these Kiesels all the time. I don't know why he's such a big Kiesel fan, maybe he'll tell us in the chat. I got to say, it does look very nice. I'm going to put it on the live stream so you can all appreciate it. It looks a bit like the guitars that we were just checking out. Look at that. It's too big right now. Make it smaller. There we go. Very nice. It does have too many strings, Dr. McFarland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they put too many strings on it. So you might want to check about that. Look, I wish this bridge was on the acoustic, then I could adjust them. Oh, it is a headless. So you got the tuners down the bottom here. So this is a bit like the guitar we were just looking at. I think it's got stainless steel frets as well. Nice color purple. Yeah, I've never played one, so I can't comment. Or I briefly played yours at NAMM, but I haven't really spent time with one. I mean, it looks great. It looks great. So, very nice. Thanks for sharing that. If flat, the bridge string slot may be cut a forward slant, thereby increasing the distance between the 12th fret. Yes. So I need to file it, right? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a blank saddle and try to make my own. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I've got some spare. I bought some Maton saddles. I'm going to get some. I've got some good sandpaper. I'm going to take it down to about the same height as the current saddle, making sure it's flat. It must be flat. Very important. Got that issue with another guitar right now. Then I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to try to file the saddle to make it intonated. Now, my only question is, what kind of files do I need for the saddle to intonate the saddle? I don't know what I need for that. Any recommendations? Let me know. Chris said, okay, thanks. I'm probably good then. I was just wondering if I was missing out. I play a Yamaha FG5X and sing with a Pleck Acoustic. Great combination. I have JBLs as well, so maybe a better preamp DI is what I need. I don't think so. FG5X into the Pleck Acoustic is great, and then just EQ it well. Don't underestimate the power of EQ, Chris. One thing I will recommend, though, since you've got the Pleck Acoustic, is the eVerse 8. The eVerse 8 with the optional power cable will power the Pleck Acoustic. Now, I'm not saying it sounds better or worse than the Fishman. I'm just going to tell you, if you ever need battery power, that would give you battery power that will also power the Pleck Acoustic. And just a little bonus tip. Boomer, cheers. Sam says, "Hey Aaron, are you going to buy a Martin CEO 10? They only made 100 and want 9 grand for them." Well, actually, that's a great price for 100 made. I don't love the look of them. I'm sure they sound great. It's not really my thing. I have actually, though, I've been talking to Sweetwater about maybe ordering a custom guitar, because I keep looking for cutaway Martins, and there's not many out there. And I said to my rep at Sweetwater, will Martin do stainless steel frets? And he said, yes. I can't believe this. I've never heard of anyone that's ordered a custom Martin with stainless steel frets. Now, again, this is a gamble, because I might not like it. And you've got to wait for them to make it, blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. But I'm surprised that now Martin have caught up with production and everything. I'm surprised there's not more customs out there that are like stainless steel frets, cutaways, especially cutaways. I mean, even Sweetwater now have a lot of Martin customs in stock. They're ordering them, I notice. But they don't order any with cutaways. I don't know why this is. Another one of my bugbears in life. If you check it out. So look, they've got a really nice Cocobolo OM28 here. Very nice. Gorgeous back there. No cutaway. Same here. I would love this. I would have loved to have tried this a few months ago. Remember, I went to Jersey a few months ago and played one of these body shapes, and I absolutely loved it. And it was around this price, but it was heavily used. If I'd got home and they had this in stock, I would have ordered it in a heartbeat, because that guitar sounded fantastic. But I'm just not, I'm not shopping right now. But yeah, this this a few months ago would have been ordered, because those guitars sound great, and you don't see them very often. They've also got this M-shaped guitar, and there's another one too. See, that's expensive. There's another one too, unless it's sold. Oh, who bought that? Thanks a lot. Now I can't show it. There was another one which was a plain top. That was a custom. But no colorway, no stainless steel frets. Apparently Martin will do stainless steel frets in a custom order. So I'm a little bit tempted to sell some of my Martins and get a custom, but then you just don't know what you're going to get. It's so risky. And I just don't know why these stores just don't have them in stock already. Why? It's unbelievable to me that you can't just go online and find a Martin OMC 28 and an MC 28 from a few stores, and maybe one has Evo frets, and just buy it. It just seems crazy to me that they're like hen's teeth, you know? Willie says, I really wish Boss would update the acoustic singer amps and the VE8. Me too, because they're pretty long in the tooth now. Some of the effects are unnecessary, and something like shimmer would be better. I completely agree, and it frustrates me that they're not releasing new versions, especially when there's no products like that on the market right now. There's a very good Canadian YouTuber that was making music videos. He now gets many more views reviewing fountain pens. There you go. I was amazed. Like I did the review of the Martin. It didn't get many views at all. And I did the review of the Mackie, and it got loads of views. And I spent more time on the Martin video. And I feel like my channel is known for acoustic guitar, but there's just a bigger market. Like these battery-powered speakers appeal to so many more people, don't they? They appeal to DJs for a start and karaoke singers. So the acoustic guitar world is definitely a smaller thing. Even my electric guitar videos always do much better than my acoustic guitar videos because there's a bigger market for electric guitars. So how about a recommendation for a lower price acoustic pickup under $200 for a lower price guitar? My bandmate wants to use on the show. Just get the keep saying Martin. Just get the Anthem SL. Great system. Just make sure you install it correctly. $230. There you go. Yeah, Lee says there's nothing like the atmosphere at a live concert. You just can't get at home. I agree. Yeah, it's exactly the same as if you were here in the room with me right now and we're talking versus me showing your comment and replying to you. I agree. It's completely different. But it's such a great stopgap. Like this is such a new thing. Like this is amazing that I can go live and we can just chat and all hang out like this all over the world. And it's the same. It's amazing to go live and play to people all over the world. And there is a way of doing it that, you know, if the act is good and if the visuals are good and the audio is good. So when I watched Tom, you know, it was like multiple camera angles, fantastic sound. And if you put good headphones in, I don't know, it's definitely something that we shouldn't be ignoring as musicians. Willie says there's good sub $200 options. I like soundboard transducers like the Shatton, HFN, or JJB. Pretty easy to install and sound good. Yes, but he mentioned a microphone, so that's why I recommended the Anthem SL. Pre-sale tickets for live shows can be a good way to monetize live shows. Well, like I said, I would have paid to watch Tom, but there was no option to do that. Thank you, Jerry. Drumport is now aware of my purchase because of your review. Suggested they contact you for more input on any possible changes. Really appreciate that. That's great. Thank you. Lee, I remember the days of gluing polystyrene egg cartons to the walls to absorb sound. Yes. Some people even take their closet and use that to record their vocals in. Because in the you have a closet full of clothes and then put your mic in there. So when you sing, the clothes absorb all the sound. Whereas think of the opposite of that, a bathroom where you've got all that natural reverb already. I have the Everse 8.2. I sent you the bag, but I just saw a gated bag for $49 similar to your QSC. Yes, I saw that too. I just went with the QSC because I knew it was good quality. Not the cheapest, but it's good. I remember that a bass guitar I bought for $1,000 helped me improve my left hand. Yes, because of the thick strings, right? And then I successfully sold it for $1,200 when the ruble fell. Oh, great. I did the same with my bass. I bought it for 500 and sold it for 800. And I sold it because I don't ever want to play bass. I'm sorry, it's not really my thing. I probably should have one in case I ever get a band gig or something and I have someone to play bass and they haven't got a bass on them. That'd be useful. I hear a cat. My cat. Make saddles, use different grades of sandpaper and as a flat surface to sand on. Yeah, I've got the sandpaper. I just need the flat surface. Oh, piece of glass. Okay. Okay, so I need a piece of... Okay, so I've got like a cutting board thing. My question though is what tools do you use to shape, like, so say I make the saddle the right height and it's a drop in and everything, a lot of companies do that. Martin do that. You just level it the right height, put it in, you're good to go. But say I want to intonate that saddle. What's the best tool to get, the best files to get to intonate it? They got to be precise, right? I don't want like a massive file to sand down the D string. I want just a small, accurate file. I would like to try it myself. I think I can do it. It's just going to be tedious. A decent battery amp, Roland BA330. I have two. Yeah, well, again, there's just so many battery powered amps now. There's like a million of them. A million. Since you're gigging less, would you consider live concerts with super chats? Yes, I would. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not gigging less. I'm still doing 3 or 4 gigs a week. I just feel like, I don't want to say that gigs are not as healthy as they were. I think they are. I'm getting more private bookings now than I was last year. I just think it's a great backup. It's a great thing to do alongside your real gigs, your live gigs, and I think it's a great way to promote yourself. And I think it's a great way to. I just see a time maybe where, it might be more so, and I just think it's good to get used to it now rather than wait, And who even knows what will happen? I mean, this VR stuff isn't doing very well, is it? Like the Apple headset is kind of no one really seems to like it. But the fact that these companies are making headsets and VR is improving, one day it will. Like right now, VR is like where black and white televisions were in the old days. Eventually they will be an 8K equivalent to that, and it will be a huge thing. The Birdland Club in NYC does a great job with video and sound for their live stream. I tune every Wednesday night for Frank. Oh, really? I didn't know that. But the thing is, that's a question as well. I see local people live streaming their gigs. Is that good or bad? Because I sometimes wonder if they're live streaming, will some people sit at home and watch? There's definitely people that play locally that if I knew it was live streamed on Facebook, that I would sit and watch the live stream and not even think about going to the gig. It's just a fact of life. So is that good or not? Some people do it. It promotes them. They get super chats while they're doing it. But at the same time, is that hurting the local scene? I don't know. The reason I really think like that is that someone said that to me once in a bar years and years ago. I said, oh, I could live stream the gig. And they said, yeah, then people won't come to the gig. And it really stuck in my mind when he said that. Nut slotting files. I think that's what I need. Nut slotting files. But I'm not doing the nut. I want to do the saddle. Right? But I can use them for the saddle as well. Music Nomad make them. Yeah, so something like this. Just a small, really high quality file. So investing in something like that could be worth it. Maybe I could get a single one just to play around with the saddle before I invest in the whole thing. You still play originals in the middle of it? No, I never have done. Because I play in mainstream restaurants and bars, and I get tips on top of what I get paid. So I think it's very important to play the popular music. If I ever felt like playing an original, I would. Don't get me wrong, because the gigs are so long anyway. But To intonate, I just use sandpaper folded in a couple of times after rough shaping with a Swiss file, sometimes called mouse files. You can buy them quite cheaply. That's what I want. I just want a very small file where I can just file down where the string sits to intonate it. I'm definitely going to try this. I've got some blanks. Like, this isn't a blank Maton. But the reason I like the Martin's stuff is that basically when you buy the Martin saddle, it's already compensated. It's already shaped. So I find with these Martin saddles that all you have to do is just file them down flat to the height you want, and they just work. But then with the Maton, I can do that too. I really want to do this now. I want to do it right now. I'll do the same thing, and if I find that this is already pre-compensated, which the Maton is as well, but then if I find that one of the strings is slightly out the 12th fret, I can just adjust it here in the right place. I'm not sure where that will be yet. I haven't done it before, but once I figure that out, I can do it, and I can improve that intonation myself. But I definitely need the small file to do that. Yeah, I think it's really important that we all learn how to do this, especially if you're into, if you collect, buy, sell, enjoy guitars. I don't care who you buy from. I don't care what you buy. There's going to be that time when you need to make some kind of tweak or adjustment. And I also really believe we shouldn't have to. I really believe that 99% of guitars show up with issues that should be fixed at the factory or at the dealership. I don't agree with it. But at the same time, I think we should all learn, everyone should know how to adjust the truss rod, restring properly, and tweak intonation for sure. This looks good. Oh, did you hear as well the Eagles are mimicking their live concerts? Well, this is the thing. A lot of people now are sending out holograms and showing concerts in theaters. It's the same thing, isn't it? Really. It's the same thing as I'm talking about. Rex says, have a great day. You too, man. Sam says, try a welding tip cleaner for a very fine file. Phil McKnight has a video about them and how to use them. Right now, I'll check that out. Welding tip cleaner. I just need something accurate. Weld tip cleaner. I'll check out his video. But yeah, just a very small file is what I need. My wife loved your piano playing, but I just selfishly want to hear Waterloo Sunset again. No, I really want to do live concerts again. I do. I've still got loads of sponsored videos I never got around to doing. I've got to make them. Obviously, I've got to do those. I've been catching up. I've got more to do. I really want to sell off a load of stuff, but I really want to make those videos before I do it. I just haven't done that yet. And then my ultimate goal is to just have less stuff in this room and be able to set it up and actually do a concert from the room. I'd love to have it set up so I could, like I did with the Sheeran Looper, I'd love to stand up and play and have like a camera at the right angle and a few more lights and just make it actually a performance, actually perform from home and not just be sitting at the computer. I didn't like sitting at the computer. I never liked that. I want to have it so I can stand up and actually do like I'm doing a gig. That's my plan. But that doesn't bring in the viewers, and I need to bring in viewers, I need to grow the channel. And to grow the channel, I need to do these gear videos, which is fine because I like that stuff too. But I'm hoping that by the time I finish all my sponsored videos that are in the backlog and I sell some stuff and make videos on that stuff as it goes out the door, that I'll have enough subscribers that I get a decent amount of viewers in those concerts. And also the channel is bringing in more attention in general and revenue. So that'll be good. All right. So we've been on for an hour and a half, which is good. Lee sent me a picture of the files. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. This is definitely something I want to do. Okay, yeah, that looks perfect. See? That's exactly what I need. Just need a needle. Yeah, needle file. Okay. A needle file and sandpaper, fine sandpaper on a piece of glass to make sure the bottom is flat. I've got a straight edge. I bought the Stu Mac fret level checker. So that's a straight edge. So I can do this. I can make a new saddle and I can intonate it. I'm going to try. And if it goes horribly, the secret here is don't use the original. The secret here is to buy a spare, and that's why Maton, Cole Clark, and Martin are so good, because you get a saddle that basically looks like your existing saddle. It's just a bit higher, and you just sand it down to the same height as your original. Then you work on that one. Any brand that sends you like a square piece of bone that you've then got a shape, though, that's going to be I mean, that might be the way you need to go to completely fix your issues, but that's going to be a whole new level of work, right? I say always keep your original saddle. Don't do anything to it. Keep that as your master. Get a replacement. Make the replacement the exact same height if you're happy with the height, or obviously higher or lower depending on your needs, and then play around with that. If you want to test out how to intonate a saddle, try on that one. And if you really mess it up, just go back to the old saddle again. I wouldn't recommend experimenting on your original saddle at all. But this is definitely what I need. I'm not going to buy the nut files. They're too expensive. I'm going to buy a set of needle files. Yep, I already see some on Amazon. So I'm going to order those. Perfect. Yeah, even something like this. Look. Yeah, $15. Okay, I'll just get these, and I'll just use the smallest one. Okay, looks good. I shall let you know how it goes. And very worst come to worst, I'll just send the guitar to Sweetwater and have them do it, and make a video about it. All right. Put the correct reverb link in the description. No, I'm not. I'm only telling you about certain things I'm selling, because some things I'm not going to tell you about. I've told you that before. I'm not hiding anything, but I just, I have people that know my reverb link that keep messaging me every day. Oh, I see you put that up for sale. Oh, it just drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. I guess I could make another reverb account, but I've got, I don't know. I don't know. If I'm selling something that I think you guys might be interested in, I'll tell you about it, but I don't want to buy, basically I don't want to buy like a guitar and lose loads of money on it and decide to sell it for a massive loss, and then everyone knows. I don't know, I just want some things to be mistakes that I can have in private. Yes, I got the photo, thank you. Busking amp, Boss Katana Air works good. I had the original Air. I didn't love it, but the EX is the new version, which I hear is better. Don't try to make a new nut without lots of practice, and the angles really matter. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with the nut. Those nut files are worth having, because you often get the nut binding, and it's good just to make a pass through there to get rid of the binding. But if you mess up the nut and you've got to replace the nut and unglue it, that's a whole new level. I'm not doing that. I just want to try a new saddle and try to intonate it. And the thing is, if I do figure out how to intonate it, and I want to do it on the original saddle, at least I could then go back to the original saddle and just make that one alteration if I was feeling brave. So I think that's good. It's just good for practice anyway. Dave's World of Fun Stuff on YouTube is making a saddle. Okay. An appeal to music. All masters put the instrument in order. Everywhere is the same pain. Yeah, everything's the same. Nothing is done to a high enough level, in my opinion. And the problem is, the more you get into this stuff, the more you see it. So that's something I do now with companies. I say a lot of companies think they send you stuff to promote it and tell people to buy it. I tell companies that that's not really my angle. Like, if I think something's good, I'll tell people about it and make a video about it. Yes, of course. But I prefer to give feedback to companies. Like, I've had so many issues with things from all companies. you know, I kind of wish that was my job actually over doing YouTube. I kind of wish companies just sent me all their products and I just wrote a report and send it back with the product, and they paid me to give them that breakdown of the issues that I found, and they improved the product, and then they just sold them. I'd much rather do that than make a YouTube video and say, hey, I found this issue with this one, but it might not be, because maybe it's not in another one. But that's what I'd rather be like a quality tester with the companies directly than get staff and have to email them back and then make the video and put something negative in the video and not know if that's a problem and then have to pay to have it fixed. Like, I shouldn't have to send my guitar to Sweetwater for $500 to make it just right. I shouldn't have to do that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, air guitar. Yes, I was just saying earlier, Danielle, I hate April the 1st. I hate it. You don't know what to believe. Maybe my live stream has all been a joke today, and I've actually maybe this is all a green screen, you know, and I'm actually in the desert. What do you think about acoustic vintage guitars? Do you prefer the modern models? I don't know. I think anything vintage and old is cool, but you pay through the nose for it. It's nuts. Like, the prices are crazy. And the funny thing, a lot of the vintage stuff is it's not the original. It's like oh, here's a 1933 Martin. It's had the top refinished. It's got new tuners. We made a new saddle. We've reset the neck. We had to replace the back and sides. So it's not the guitar anyway. It's all been refurbished. I think modern's a great way to go. You get something brand new. Yeah, why not? I don't necessarily think old guitars sound better either. Some old guitars sound terrible. I think they have the cool factor. That's what it is. Some stuff just has a cool factor about it, and you have to pay a lot of money for it. Having said that, if it retains the value, then that's great. Maybe the value will go up. Maybe the value will come down, though. That's the other thing. I really just think guitars are guitars, and you just got to find one that you like and that works for you. There's some amazing modern guitars. There's some horrible modern guitars. There's some amazing vintage guitars. There's some horrible, you know, it is what it is. All right, I'm going to wrap things up. It's been a long time. Thanks for joining me. Sorry for starting late today. If you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell. Thanks to the moderators, Lee and Rosanna. Always appreciate it. And I'll keep you up to date. I'll let you know next week how things go with the guitars. I'll keep you updated with my adventures and stories. Next week, I'll be on the regular time. And yes, tax day in America is 2 weeks from today. So better get on that right now. That's what I'll be doing this evening. Miguel, I have a 1995 J45, and that feels like vintage. It's funny, the 90s guitars now are considered vintage. I don't really get it myself. I had a 95 Epiphone, and someone was like, yeah, that's vintage. Really? Is it? Well, I guess it is. Is that 30 years now? It's 30 years old. Is that vintage? I don't know. Technically it is, but you know, to me, vintage is the 60s. Thank you. Happy Easter. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'm going to go. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for attending. Check out my video I posted yesterday on the Mackie Showbox. If you haven't, that will help me out. And I look forward to seeing you in the video this week. If not, next Monday on the live stream. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.
The holiday is what she said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. I wanna be there, yeah. to so many lands to find a place to end your path. And as you take your next trip, you pray it will be the last. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. I wanna be there, yeah, yeah. We all know you can't find happiness in everyone and everything. We all keep searching for something more when all you need